In this year, August is stepping up as the true prime time for gamers, leveling the field for PS5, Xbox, and PC players alike. It's a multi-platform feast, full of genre benders and heavy hitters. And these are 15 brand new top releases destined to define your end of summer. What's up, guys? It's Broz, and here we go. Starting with the heavyweights. At number 15, Mafia: The Old Country, a prequel diving into 1900 Sicily, explores the very origins of organized crime through Enzo Favara's story. Hangar 13 made a deliberate choice to return to the series' linear narrative roots, moving away from the sprawling open-world approach that drew criticism in Mafia 3. The game is built on Unreal Engine 5, with the ambition to push visual fidelity. Some buildings boast over 1 million polygons, a level of detail rarely seen in environmental storytelling. However, recent gameplay footage has sparked community debate. Some players noted that explosions, like a grenade blast near a car, appear to be PS3-era spark shows with minimal physical impact, no blood, and cars taking no damage. Weapon pickups show guns magically teleporting into Enzo's hand without proper animations, and ragdoll physics look antiquated. The driving physics also drew criticism for being too arcadey, with early 1900 seconds automobiles drifting like modern sports cars, which some found immersion-breaking. Despite these concerns, the focus on a tight cinematic story is a welcome return for many longtime fans, and the game is priced at $50, a notable move in today's market. Mafia: The Old Country launches on August 8th for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Dying Light: The Beast, a standalone survival horror from Techland, was originally planned as DLC for Dying Light 2, but expanded into a full release. The big news is the return of Kyle Crane, the protagonist from the first game, now with beast-like powers after 13 years of experiments. Techland openly admitted Dying Light 2 lost the horror, and they are explicitly aiming to bring back that hardcore survival horror feel, internally calling this Dying Light 3. They claim the most realistic blood in gaming, achieved by photogrammetry of actual fake blood, showing bones and guts. Human enemy AI is rebuilt to be smarter and more coordinated. Dynamic weather impacts gameplay, affecting movement and visibility. While some players debate the $60 price tag for what started as DLC, owners of Dying Light 2's Ultimate Edition receive it free. Some early previews noted concerns about the 30-minute gameplay demo not fully representing the combat or gore, with suggestions it was a dialed-back build for YouTube guidelines, so the actual game visuals might be much harsher. This title arrives on August 22nd for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Furthermore, developers have officially stated they will continue optimizing the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions post-launch, committing to a release by the end of 2025. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater is a full remake of the 2004 classic MGS3, developed by Konami with support from Virtuos. Konami emphasizes it's a faithful recreation with evolved gameplay built on Unreal Engine 5. The Delta in the title signifies change without changing structure, a nod to its commitment to the original. A notable visual detail is the real-time, persistent damage on Snake's body, with cuts and bruises reflecting each player's unique journey through the game. Players can choose between a new style with modern camera controls or a classic style that replicates the original fixed camera, with difficulty balancing around both to prevent cheesing the game. While Hideo Kojima is not involved, the original voice actors returned, even recording some new lines to enhance the experience. A new online mode Fox Hunt is included, and the fan-favorite Snake vs. Monkey minigame returns exclusively for PS5 and PC. The game has sparked discussions in the community regarding its culture war implications due to certain character portrayals, though the original game predates much of this discourse. Snake Eater deploys on August 28th for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Lost Soul Aside has a fascinating development story. It began as a solo passion project by Yang Bing in 2014, eventually growing into Ulti-Zero Games with crucial support from Sony's China Hero project. This journey from a one-man indie dream to a full-fledged studio generated immense hype, though some early prototypes led to concerns about unrealistic expectations due to impressive trailers lacking visible enemy AI. The game was delayed from May 30th to August 29th specifically for additional polish, highlighting the complexities of scaling such a vision. Combat is heavily inspired by titles like Final Fantasy XV and Devil May Cry, promising fluid, fast-paced, and stylish battles with customizable loadouts and a companion system. The game is linear, focusing on story and combat rather than an open world. While some early impressions noted flat graphics, the community holds high hopes for this title, seeing it as a potential sleeper hit and a significant step for Chinese developers on the global stage. And by the way, regarding the graphics, I think that for Unreal Engine 4, everything is fine here. Lost Soul Aside arrives on August 29th for PS5 and PC. Gears of War Reloaded is a remaster of the original 2006 Gears of War, developed by the Coalition, and for the first time, it launches on PlayStation 5. This PS debut is a strategic move by Microsoft, setting the stage for the Gears of War E-Day prequel. The game includes all post-launch content from the Ultimate Edition. Visuals are updated to 4K with HDR and Dolby Vision, and performance targets 60 FPS in campaign and 120 FPS in multiplayer. Cross-play and cross-progression are fully supported across all platforms, aiming to unite the community. PS5 players will experience DualSense features like adaptive triggers. It's hard to say how true this is, but community analysis suggests the game uses a modified Unreal Engine 3, not UE5, leading some to call it an upgraded port or cash grab. Beta testing revealed significant issues with connection, input latency, and online stability, raising concerns for launch. Some fans feel the gameplay is too similar to the Ultimate Edition and dated compared to Gears 5, with a less gritty art style. The game launches on August 26th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, and will also be available on Xbox Game Pass. A new contender enters the ring on August 12th, Echoes of the End, the debut cinematic action-adventure from Icelandic studio Merkur Games. The story follows protagonist Rin as she embarks on a perilous journey to rescue her brother and prevent a looming war, wielding ancient magic. This studio, a team of around 40 people, is taking on a massive project built on Unreal Engine 5, using photogrammetry to bring Icelandic landscapes to life. The developers recently released a 17-minute gameplay video, showcasing an early chapter with Rin's abilities, enemy types, and traversal, and for that, respect to them. And while I appreciate the ambition of a smaller studio tackling such a large-scale UE5 project, it felt a bit raw. Specifically, the character animations seemed unpolished, the combat speed felt slow, and some issues with water reflections were present. The sound design didn't feel particularly immersive, and the enemy AI looks rather sad. However, many comments are overwhelmingly positive, so perhaps I'm missing something. I'm not trying to criticize the game unfairly, just stating what I observed. Hopefully, the developers will fix at least some of these issues by launch. I don't think anyone would be upset if the game was delayed to iron out all the kinks. Echoes of the End launches on consoles of the latest generation and PC. EA Sports Madden NFL 26 hits the field on August 14th for PS5, Xbox Series, PC, and for the first time, Nintendo Switch 2. This annual release from EA Orlando and EA Sports introduces significant AI-driven systems, QB DNA and Coach DNA, both trained on nearly a decade of real NFL data. QB DNA aims to replicate authentic quarterback behaviors, from unique ball holds to scramble locomotion. Coach DNA mirrors real coaching philosophies, influencing play calls and counter tactics. The wear and tear system adds strategic depth to roster management, affecting player fatigue. Dynamic weather conditions now markedly impact gameplay, altering movement, visibility, and ball control. Visuals are also overhauled with reworked uniforms, stadium art, and mascots, aiming for maximum NFL broadcast authenticity. While EA promotes these as major advancements, some in the community remain skeptical, viewing them as incremental improvements rather than revolutionary changes. And this is true, especially as EA treats annual titles. A good example of this is FC 25, so it is initially better to wait for reviews from the brave before buying. Now let's go over the console releases. Xbox gamers, the wait is finally over. Black Myth Wukong, one of the most acclaimed games of 2024, is finally landing on Xbox Series on August 20th, having already launched on PS5 and PC in August 2024. On PC, the game has garnered over 843,000 Steam reviews, with a staggering 96% positive rating, reflecting its immense success and player recognition. This action RPG from Chinese developer Game Science, inspired by Journey to the West, has been a significant breakthrough, showcasing China's capability to create AAA titles that rival Western studios, blending captivating visuals with cultural authenticity. The Xbox Series version faced a delay specifically due to optimization challenges with the Series S's 10 GB of memory, highlighting the difficulties of cross-platform development. Despite winning multiple Game of the Year awards in 2024, the PC launch did have some technical issues, including traversal stutters and demanding performance even on high-end GPUs. The studio also faced controversial sexism accusations, which were later reportedly disproven, though these discussions were largely confined to specific online communities. But all these minor issues can be safely ignored, because according to many who have played this game, it's a pure masterpiece. For those on PS5, a great release is also coming. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 Enhanced, launching on August 12th. Playing this game, I was simply blown away by how incredible it felt, especially combined with its stunning visuals. It's a title that truly shines in its audio design, having won Best Audio Design at the Game Awards 2024. I strongly recommend playing it with quality headphones. The binaural audio is breathtaking, creating an unparalleled sense of immersion. This game isn't about flashy combat or endless action. Instead, it's a deeply psychological journey, exploring Senua's struggle with psychosis in a brutal 9th century Iceland. It's an experience that will undoubtedly stick with anyone who plays it, and for some, it might even be profoundly impactful. The Enhanced Update, also a free upgrade for Xbox and PC owners, brings a 60 FPS performance mode, the challenging Dark Rot permadeath, an expanded photo mode, and over 4 hours of developer commentary. While the original game was lauded for its visuals and sound, some players found its combat simplified, pacing slow, and overall duration short. The PC version is demanding but well optimized for upscalers like DLSS or FSR. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 Enhanced arrives on PS5 on August 12th, following its May 2024 release on Xbox and PC. Another powerful release for Xbox Series console owners. Helldivers 2, a cooperative third-person shooter from Arrowhead Game Studios and Sony Interactive Entertainment, has been a massive success, selling over 15 million copies. The Xbox release is a strategic move by Sony, and it comes with full cross-play support across all platforms. Interestingly, the game runs on the discontinued Autodesk Stingray engine, with Arrowhead's engineers building it without external support, a testament to their skill. The Xbox port itself was handled by Nix's Software, a PlayStation-owned studio, marking a significant step in Sony's evolving multi-platform strategy. Gameplay features explosive action, tactical coordination, and always-on friendly fire, with procedurally generated missions and powerful stratagems. A notable improvement in recent patches is the overhaul of stealth detection. Enemies no longer automatically pinpoint players near spawners, instead requiring line of sight for a more logical and strategic approach to engagements. The game's satirical managed democracy theme, where citizens are free from the burden of choice due to AI-assisted voting, underpins its unique wit and propaganda. The developers have years of content planned, with continuous updates. The game has been praised for its dynamic gameplay, humor, and surprisingly generous monetization model, including a free battle pass and super credits found in-game. While the initial launch saw server issues, recent patches have improved weapon balance and enemy detection. The Xbox port sparked some console wars debates, but the majority of players welcomed the expanded audience. Helldivers 2 lands on Xbox Series on August 26th, having already launched on PS5 and PC in February 2024. Delta Force, a free-to-play tactical first-person shooter from Timmy Studio Group, a Tencent subsidiary, revives the classic series. It offers large-scale 32 versus 32 combat in its warfare mode. Additionally, it features Operations, an extraction-based game mode where players battle both other players and AI-controlled opponents. Rounding out the experience is a single-player campaign known as Black Hawk Down. This particular campaign, a remake of the 2003 game, has been described as bizarrely slow and meticulously designed, but also desperately unpleasant and nearly impossible to play alone due to its reliance on rote learning of enemy placements and overwhelming rocket troops. Despite its flaws, some players consider it the only playable mode due to online issues. The PC launch in December 2024 received mixed reviews on Steam, with 62% positive overall and only 49% positive in recent reviews. A significant portion of negative feedback stems from its kernel-level anti-cheat from Tencent, raising privacy concerns and causing initial uninstall issues and FPS drops. Community activity reportedly decreased due to these problems and the pervasive presence of cheaters, with players reporting increased matchmaking times and inconsistent FPS. Even though cross-platform progression is supported and there are no pay-to-win elements, the console launch on August 19th for PS5 and Xbox Series faces the challenge of whether it can avoid these persistent online issues that plague the PC version. Sword of the Sea, an adventure game from Giant Squid, known for Abzu and the Pathless, puts players in control of a wraith exploring a desolate world on a mystical hoversword to restore an ancient sea. Creative director Matt Nava, who is art director for Journey, returns to a desert landscape, aiming to create a meditative flow state through unique movement that blends snowboarding, skateboarding, and surfing elements. Early prototypes even removed gamey elements like speed boosts to enhance this feeling. A crazy piece of tech dynamically updates the sand dunes every frame, making the terrain constantly shift like ocean waves. There's no combat or waypoints, encouraging intuitive exploration where finding ocean seeds transforms desert into water. The PS5 DualSense controller's haptics are heavily utilized to make every surface feel distinct. The game will be available day one in the PlayStation Plus catalog. While some critics note its similarity to Journey and question its therapizing recourse to flow, Sword of the Sea promises a unique, artistic adventure. The title launches on August 19th for PlayStation 5 and PC. Bendy Lone Wolf, a project from Joey Drew Studios, is a rebrand and overhaul of Boris and the Dark Survival, aiming to conclude Boris the Wolf's story. Players control Boris as he navigates procedurally generated studio corridors, searching for supplies and uncovering dark truths, all while being relentlessly pursued by the Ink Demon. The gameplay shifts to a top-down survival roguelike, a departure from the main series, focusing on using traps and tactical attacks against new enemy types. Owners of Boris and the Dark Survival on Steam will receive Bendy Lone Wolf for free. The game's narrative is set during the events of Bendy and the Dark Revival, leading to active fan discussions about Boris's fate. The community anticipates this will be the saddest Bendy game, offering a potentially grim but epic closure to Boris's journey. The Bendy fandom has seen recent dramas and controversies related to studio management, which some fans feel have negatively impacted the community. The game launches digitally on August 15th for on last and previous generation consoles, PC and Switch, with physical editions for PS5 and Switch following on October 24th. Shinobi Art of Vengeance, a revival of the cult classic Shinobi franchise, comes from Lizard Cube, known for Streets of Rage 4, and is published by Saga. The game boasts a unique, fully hand-drawn visual style, with every animation frame meticulously crafted. Combat is combo-based, blending platformer and beat-em-up elements with a wide arsenal of ninjutsu and ninpo abilities. Developers aim for a balance between accessibility for newcomers and maintaining the series' signature high difficulty. Metroidvania elements are present, with blocked areas requiring specific tools to access. The audio design has been praised for the real impact of hits, enhancing the visceral feel of combat. While some community members expressed initial skepticism about the new visual style, overall reception has been positive. The game is set to compete with Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, making 2025 a year of the ninja for fans of the genre. Shinobi Art of Vengeance emerges from the shadows on August 29th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PC, and last-gen consoles, including Nintendo Switch. And finally, a game for nostalgia lovers. The Rogue Prince of Persia, a roguelike platformer from Evil Empire, known for their work on Dead Cells and Ubisoft, reinterprets the iconic Prince of Persia series. The prince must stop a Hun invasion, utilizing acrobatic skills and a magical bola that rewinds time upon death. Evil Empire committed to developing the best version of the game with community input through early access, promising regular content updates. Gameplay blends fluid parkour, including wall running and acrobatic moves, with intuitive combat inspired by Dead Cells. Levels are procedurally generated, ensuring unique runs. The game is a standalone story, not directly connected to previous Prince of Persia lore. Early access reviews were mostly positive, but noted a lack of content, variety, and some balance issues, as well as muted audio feedback. The title was notably delayed from its original May release to avoid competing with Hades 2's surprise launch. The Rogue Prince of Persia exits early access in August 2025 on PC. Also, the game will probably be released on consoles either immediately or a little later, but there is no specific information yet. If you found something interesting, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. This channel always delivers fresh content. I'd love to hear what you think. Drop your opinions in the comments and let me know which of these games you're planning to play this August. See you next time.